Hello everyone. With Anzac Day coming on Saturday, I thought I would read you this story, Anzac Ted. So here we go. We all know what Anzac means. Australia, New Zealand Army Corps, who fought for our freedoms in the First World War and the Second World War. And we also remember those who fought in other battles afterwards. Here goes another picture of Anzac Ted. It's this lovely story. I'll try and do it this way so you can see the picture at the same time as I read. Anzac Ted's a scary bear, and I can tell you why. He's missing bits, his tummy splits, he only has one eye. His fur is torn and dirty, and he hasn't any clothes. He doesn't hear with just one ear. He should have two of those. His head is kind of wobbly, and his legs are rather slow. Perhaps it's due to one or two encounters with a foe. I put him in the washer and I try to get him clean, but Anzac clings to bras and strings and things I've never seen. Here we are. Try and get it round like that. He's frightened of all the children, making show and tell a mess. I don't know why some start to cry, but I reckon I can guess. Do you have show and tell still at school? I'm sure some of you do. He never wins the toy show when we vote for our favourite toy. He doesn't tote a single vote from any girl or boy. Instead, the class just ridicules all 27 kids, though no one knows my Anzac's woes or just how brave he is. They just can't see he's special, or the secret he may hold. He might look worn and badly torn, but Anzac's very old. This is the Daily News, and it says the 4th of August 1914. So that is World War One. And it says the Anzacs are to aid Britain. That meant that the soldiers from Australia and New Zealand went to Great Britain to fight in the war in Europe. See, Anzac was my grandpa's when my grandpa was a kid. He made it through a war or two, just like the Anzacs did. When Grandpa Jack enlisted, he was only 21. He kissed his wife, his lovely life. He loved his life and hugged his baby son. Oh, I have to turn this around a wee bit. Hope it doesn't fall. Okay. Then Grandpa packed a teddy bear, the bear he called his own. For luck, she said. Well, actually, I'll start again. Then Grandma packed his teddy bear, the bear he called his own. For luck, she said, take Anzac Ted. I know he'll bring you home. So even teachers make mistakes when they read. So Anzac Ted went off to war from Africa to Greece, and in each tent that Anzac went, he gave our soldiers peace. He soon became their mascot, and despite the diggers' dread, they knew that they would make it through alongside Anzac Ted. So Anzac was a hero when the war was finally done. Though battle-sore and scarred by war, he'd faced his fears and won. He never saw a medal, but some heroes never do, And we don't see just how we'd be without our Anzac crew. No, we don't know. Our lives would have been very different in New Zealand and Australia and Great Britain and other countries in the world if these people, men and women, hadn't given up their lives for us. I know he isn't pretty and some people roll their eyes, but if they see like you and me through Anzac's thin disguise, they'd see a hero plain as day who sits upon my bed, a hero who saved me and you. His name is Anzac Ted. And this is the wee piece about the Anzacs at the end here. I'll shift my chair because my phone's just balanced here. I'll read it to you. The first Anzacs, Australian and New Zealand Army Corps, were soldiers from both Australia and New Zealand who fought to help Britain and her allies, friends such as France and Russia, in World War I. When Britain declared war against Germany on 4th of August 1914, Australia and New Zealand sent thousands of soldiers to Britain's aid. They first sailed to Egypt where they were trained, then to Gallipoli in Turkey to fight against the Turks who were allies of the Germans. The Anzacs arrived at Gallipoli in boats on the morning of the 25th of April 1915. So that's why we celebrate Anzac Day. We remember Anzac Day on the 25th of April. But they were sent to a beach that was easily seen by the enemy. So many of them were wounded or killed before they even landed. Still, the Anzac spirit prevailed. Courageous, young and strong, the Anzacs refused to give in. Many fine men were wounded or killed at Gallipoli, and afterwards in the Middle East and on the Western Front in Europe, their spirit still lived on. We commemorate Anzac Day on the 25th of April every year, so we may honour and remember those who fought, those who served, and those who died for us. While the Anzacs fought or served in World War I, over the years Anzac Day has come to include Australians and New Zealanders who have fought or served in all wars, conflicts or peace-giving operations. The Anzac legend was born from a doomed campaign in Gallipoli. But rather than focus on loss, we focus on the characteristics of the Anzacs that contributed to the Allies' final victory: comradeship, bravery, tenacity, audacity, and endurance. These are the same characteristics that make us not only proud to be Aussies or Kiwis today, but which also strengthen our ties of mateship that not even the Tasman can divide. That's why we call the Australians our cousins. So there's some pictures of some tools and badges, army badges, it's called memorabilia. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that story. You might be able to find that in the library. I'll read you another Anzac story tomorrow night. Okay, bye everyone.